Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Masterclass 3. And for today, we have our expert mentor, Mr. Jayen Kotecha sir. Uh, and I'm really happy that sir agreed to come for this session. Because a lot of people, whatever you are seeing on the screen is just the tip of the iceberg. Because having an experience is okay, but if somebody can convert that experience into a valuable information for others to consume and learn, that creates a lot of difference. And I think uh, if you see Sir's session in one-to-one sessions and everywhere, you will figure out that what kind of in-depth knowledge Sir has. And when he is here, I hope all of us will get some great takeaways related to operations.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before we move to the session, let me tell you one thing. Let's assume uh, when you go tomorrow morning to your office and you got the orders, just like whatever your turnover size, just double the turnover you got. So what will you do? As an entrepreneur, if you go to the office tomorrow morning and you will get the order, not 10%, not 20% of your turnover, but just double the 100% of your turnover. What do you think? Would you celebrate? Would you worry, or would you both? Can you run the poll? Yeah, please, everyone, please give response to this poll. आप सबके स्क्रीन में पोल आया होगा, तो आप पोल में प्लीज आंसर दे दीजिए. वॉट एवर यू फील. जस्ट आपको अभी आपका जितना टर्नओवर है अभी तक, उसका सिमिलर अमाउंट का एक ऑर्डर आ गया कल सुबह में. तो व्हाट विल यू थिंक और व्हाट विल डू? यू विल यू सेलिब्रेट, यू विल वरी, और द बोथ?
Sir, we got the answers.
Okay.
And 70 second. 1 second, sir. I'll make you actually you
Yeah.
came back, so
We can
you are the
publish
co-host
it.
now. You can
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah,
sir.
so 23% people is saying like they will celebrate, 8% will worry, and the 69% said that like both celebrate as well as worried. Okay, so that's why we are here. So why, and when we got the order, we are little bit worried, and we also celebrate. But in the one corner of our mind, there is some concern is there. We are worried too. So this is the reason we are here, and we are into this masterclass. So scaling the operation without losing the quality. So now think, order is a problem or to execute the order is a problem. So we'll think and discuss these things during our session today. So today we will going to take or discuss our growth readiness assessment. We are going to discuss, identify the bottleneck at the early stage, build the scalable processes, maintain quality at a scale, establish dashboard, and create a 90 days roadmap. And the objective of this practical implementation is not to learn the theory. Unlike what the other program we understand and we see and we motivate, but here in this program, the approach would be slightly different. We need to implement all these learnings into the practical implementation. Not just the theory knowledge is required, because like if we learn the theory, the implementation, if we do not implement this thing, the result would not getting. So why business do struggle during the growth? बिजनेस क्यों स्ट्रगल करता है ग्रोथ के टाइम में? ग्रोथ होता है तब क्या होता है? कस्टमर बढ़ता है, employees are increasing, product variants are increasing, suppliers are increasing, communication become difficult, decision become slower. So पहले क्या होता था? ओनर और एंटरप्रेन्योर खुद डिसीजन लेते थे, उसके पास ही बहुत लिमिटेड कस्टमर थे, बहुत ही लिमिटेड एम्प्लॉय थे, तो सभी चीज फास्ट होती थी, रिस्पॉन्स भी फास्ट होता था, तो वी वेर वेरी हैप्पी. बट जब अपना टर्नओवर डबल हो जाता है तो बिजनेस में क्या चेंज होता है? सिर्फ रेवेन्यू चेंज नहीं होता है बिजनेस में, एम्प्लॉय ज्यादा बढ़ जाती है, प्रोडक्ट वेरिएंट बढ़ जाते हैं, सप्लायर्स बढ़ जाते हैं, कम्युनिकेशन, इंटरनल कम्युनिकेशन डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है, डिसीजंस जो लेने होते हैं वो क्विकर नहीं होते, कभी कभी स्लो डाउन होते हैं. तो ग्रोथ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है? तो व्हाट व्हाट प्रॉब्लम, कोई बताएगा क्या प्रॉब्लम होता है? आप चैट बॉक्स यूज कर सकते हैं. तो ग्रोथ इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
सिस्टम.
सिस्टम नहीं है. ओके, वेरी गुड. और एम्प्लॉय डबल करना है ना, एम्प्लॉय मिल जाते हैं.
Dr. Rashmi says outsourcing.
आउटसोर्सिंग इज द
Outsource.
प्रॉब्लम. यस. ओके.
Mr. Mayur also says lack of system.
लैक ऑफ सिस्टम, वेरी गुड. तो ये सभी चीज जो है, इसका आंसर अभी हमको आज के सेशन में से लेने हैं कि ये जो ग्रोथ करना है, हमको ग्रो भी होना है और ये सभी प्रॉब्लम को हमको कम करने हैं, और हमको ग्रो होके पेन नहीं लेना है. पेन वाला ग्रोथ किसी को भी अच्छा नहीं लगता है, तो हमको जॉयफुल होके ग्रो लेना, ग्रोथ होता है. तो जो आपका सबका आंसर जो आ गया था कि अभी वरी हो जाते हैं ना, चिंता होती है, डबल टर्नओवर हो गया तो वो सेलिब्रेट नहीं कर पाते, तो वो हमको ऐसा लेवल में पहुंचना है कि हमको सेलिब्रेशन कर पाए. तो उसके लिए क्या करना है वो हम लोग आज डिस्कस करेंगे, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. तो फाउंडर्स के बहुत सारे ट्रैप्स रहते हैं. लाइक एक तो फाउंडर खुद एवरीथिंग करता है, सब कुछ खुद करता है. फाउंडर्स मैनेज एवरीवन, फाउंडर बिकम द बोटलनेक, बिजनेस स्लो डाउन, नीड फॉर सिस्टम एंड डेलीगेशन. तो अभी आप में से कितने लोग हैं जो कस्टमर के साथ भी कम्युनिकेशन खुद करते हैं? या
Jayen sir,
या
because some of our participants are from Chennai and
Okay,
Coimbatore in the
so
southern
I'll continue
region.
with the English.
Yes,
Sure.
yes, sir. So keep it
Okay.
maximum in English, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody joins later. Let's give the recap, quickly recap. So I think now many people say has been joined. So let's have a quick recap. So what we have discussed is like we have to grow the double our turnover, grow double karna hai. What we have to do is like 2x growth. We are expanding our growth to 2x level. So in these regards, we are going to learn today is like access the growth readiness, identify the bottleneck at early stage, build the scalable processes, maintain quality at scale, establish dashboard and create the 90 days roadmap. And our objective is to practically implement all those things, not just theory learning. So after this session or during this session, we are going to provide some homeworks, and you have to do those homework. And if anytime you need any further help, you can talk to us. So during this session, there would be lots of interaction, lots of homework would be given. So we have to do that. This is not just a theory class, just because like operation excellence is not just about the theory, it's about all things doing and execution. Because it is like if we are not doing any idea into the execution, it is like an unfertile eggs that will not going to give any result. So whatever the idea or whatever the process we are going to learn over here today, we have to just implement those things. And once we'll implement, we'll get the problems. Those problem will solve during the course of actions, and we'll get the particular results. So this is the very much objective of this program, this masterclass. So as we go further, like how many of you like signing the everyday signing lots of paper, signing the purchase order, signing this thing, signing that thing, giving the approval. How many of people are doing the same thing? I'm not able to see the chat over here. So Shruti ji, I can see now. Okay, okay. It's on top of the seat. Yes. Sir, yeah. So how many people are as bottleneck? Currently, who are on the bottleneck and who do not have the bottleneck at the entrepreneur levels? Your employee has to come to you for any decision, or they are doing the decision by themselves? Hello.
They are coming for every decisions in my organizations,
Okay,
especially
okay.
when it comes to purchase.
Okay, you every decision should come to your desk.
Yes, yes, like especially like the target price and the vendor. Though we
Okay,
have a standard vendor, still we use it to it should come to our desk, and but we are not signing a
yeah.
papers. So
Okay,
as every project, it should come to us. Without our knowledge, it's the vendor. Especially for high numbers, the vendor cannot be committed. So that practice we are having in our factory.
okay. Ravinji saying the like founders make to all the decision. Hanwan Singh, they come to me maximum time. Mayur is like just delegating, start delegating work like 2 months and some authority to some steps. Very good. So maximum like people are at the stage where the decisions are coming to their desk. So common symptom of operational stress. Why entrepreneur or why owner is feeling the stress? Why we worried? Because our turnover is goes double and we feel the worry. So why we worry? So can you please run the poll? So out of these eight things I have wrote down, there are many problems, but I have wrote down the 8 symptoms of operational stress over here. How many of you feel that you are at the level 0 to 2? How many feel that you are level 3 to 5? And how many feel that you are at the level of more than 5 symptoms of stress, operational stress symptoms you are feeling? Okay. Okay, so we got the maximum results. So now 73 percentage people are feeling that like they have the 3 to 5 symptoms in their organization. Uh, in the operational stress they are feeling, and more than 5 is a 9 percentage, and luckily like 2 people are there, they are having the two less than 0 to 2 symptoms in their organization. So these are the common symptoms like customer complaint increasing, delivery commitment missed, planning change delay, inventory grows but shortage communication, employee firefight, founder working longer hours, team waiting for approvals, rework and quality issues, and there are many more. So this is not the, you are not the one who are facing such problem. Any organization at that growing stage, they are feeling the same stress level. So don't worry about this. But we are here to learn how to overcome those stresses, how to make the systems, what can be work for you to reduce this stress level or to reduce or overcome these problems. So we are going to learn during our this session the answer of majority of these stress areas and how we can reduce all those operational stress. We are going to learn over here. So, which are the 5 pillars of scalable operations? So, if we have to grow, what we need? We need the right people. We need the right process. We need the capacity as per the demand requirement. Our quality should be up to the mark as per the customer requirement, and our governance should be measured and reviewed. Our processes should be measured and reviewed. So any of the operational issue, what we have discussed in previous slide, the answer is here like if we have the right team, if we have the right processes, and we have the right capacity, and we have the consistent quality and delivery, and we are going to measure our performance, then our operations is ready for scalability. So how many of you feel that all these 5 pillars are ready at of this stage? Or who are lacking in which stage? Like somebody would be lacking in the people, somebody would in the process, somebody in the capacity, somebody in the quality, somebody in the governance stage, and somebody in the whole 5. So can anybody answer?
Yes, we are lacking in people and governance,
People and
and
governance.
somewhat quality also.
Okay. Like Divya said, like people and process, yes. Mayur says like lack of labor. Falak said saying like people and process, governance and process. Very good. So any problem or whatever the problem we are facing, we are going to cover the answer of all your these queries into this masterclass in next 1.5 hour. So now if we calculate or we rate into scale of 1 to 5, people, if we are feeling that people is excellent, so rate 5. And if we are lacking in the people front, rate is the 1, and multiply all these 6. Like if your people is 1, process is 1, capacity is 1, quality is 1, technology 1, governance is 1, total score is your total score is 6. If you are at 2 level, score is 12. If you are at 3 level in all, or in one or 2 level in 1 5 level. So can you run the poll over here, please? So what is your score? Operational readiness assessment score. You have to give the rating to each parameter and multiply with those score. If you have given the 2 into people, process 2 in summation of all those things. Okay. You are getting now what I am asking. You have to rate each parameter and you have to give the score rating 1 to 5 and give the summation. Okay. So 88% is on the range of 18 to 23. So we need to improve. Our operation need to improve. So our operational readiness, we need to improve in the certain area. And so I was just taking your assessment. You have done your assessment by yourself where we are today, and we know where we have to go. That was like our first slide. We have to go double our turnover, like 2x growth. We are expanding at the 2x level. So we have to prepare ourselves for the 2x level readiness, and this is our score. So before moving to module 2, what we have done right now, every organization is having the weakness. It is not the growth has came and we are at the weakness side. It is not like that. Growth exposed the weakness. Growth has overcome, growth has exposed, like our people are lacking, our processes are lacking, our system are lacking, our reporting are lacking, our communication is lacking. So growth has exposed all those things. Otherwise, weaknesses was there in the organization. With growth, like weaknesses is not came. Weaknesses was there. Weaknesses were there. So now growth has exposed those weaknesses. And we know system creates the consistency. Unless until system is not there, we are not going to produce the consistent result. And processes reduce dependency on the individuals. And capacity must grow ahead of the demand. Quality should improve, not decline with growth. Anybody is saying that, like, if growth is happen, customer would be more demanding or customer would be less demanding? If we got the new orders, if we go get the double the orders, customer would be more demanding or less demanding? More demanding. Okay. Srinathji, Rasmi, Jasani, more demanding. Yes. Mayur, more demanding. Excellent. So customer is going to demand more and more. So our system, process, people, governance should be ready to face those challenges, face those demand. And now let's build the process and system that can be scaled. But before moving to the next module, here the homework is that, like, you have to write down biggest operational challenges. One biggest operational challenges. Everyone has to write down their own biggest operational challenges. Everyone has to write down one person dependent process. And everyone has to write down one 90 days improvement target. Within next 90 days, which one thing I am going to improve? Is this easy target? Can be done? This can be done? Okay, many of started writing. Great. So you have to write down these in your notebook today. We will discuss after 90 days whether we have achieved those or not. So you have to write down, you have to keep in front of you, in front of your desk, and we will discuss after 90 days that whether we have overcome this challenge, whether we have made this one person dependent process to the system dependent process, and whatever the target we have taken for one target we have taken for the 90 days into improvement, whether we have achieved or not. So we have to write down three things: one biggest operational challenge, one person dependent process, one 90-day improvement target, and then that should be in front of our desk. So before moving to next module, process and system building to scale up, I would like to ask one question. If your key person come to you and say, from tomorrow onwards, I am not in your organization, what will happen to you? What will happen to your business? Just think and write down. Your key person is coming to you and saying that from tomorrow onwards, I am not into your organization. What is impact to your organization? What is impact to your business? Yeah, everyone, please be participative. You are getting my question? Tomorrow morning, if your key person coming to you and saying that from tomorrow onwards, I am not into your organization, what will happen to your business? What impact? Difficult to manage 3 to 6 months, 3 to 6 months, very good. Okay. I think like nobody is even assuming or even like ready to assume that key people is going. They are scaring. Okay, Srinath Ji Nair, yeah, one
We are not
control.
assuming this is everyday challenge what we are facing.
Okay, Srinath Ji, yeah. You
And
told like people.
yeah, this again, like the challenge is this. Right now, if
Okay,
you want to increase more number of people, all
okay,
right, cost increases, and your business needs to be in a position to accommodate having a
okay.
backup. I
Yes.
think most of the business challenges, like no, they may not. We are already fighting for the profitability and things like that, and there is no buffer to have a backup.
Yeah, Mayur ji, मैंने बताया ना, the person is a key person, so dependency is high only. So he or she is your key person, so your dependency would be very high on that person. So challenge would be that much critical. Okay, so I think everyone is there feeling that like if the key person is moving, there would be a difficulty. Some would be facing difficulty for 1 month, some would be facing for 2 to 3 months, but difficulty would be there. So now,
Yes,
what
yes,
is
sir.
the answer?
Sorry
What
to
is the
sorry to
answer of this?
interrupt. Sorry
Yep.
to interrupt. Yeah, but current what facing is that if we cater a backup for the existing means person key person, the sales is not there. So what to bring first is the main issue currently we are facing.
Yes, yes. So backup is not required and backup is not the answer. You should not have the two machines. You should not have the two-person for one task. That is the true thing, because like that luxury we do not have. Any business do not have those such kind of luxury, backup of everything. So this is why our second module, our next module is answer of that question only. So we need to build the process and system that can scale, not the person dependent business. So this is the what we are going to discuss in our next module. And why this module is very much important, I am like preparing yourself that like this system and process is very much important, because this is what going to happen. Srinath sir said that like we are facing day in day out, like people is going and coming and going. So we are going to face such kind of issue. So what is the answer of that, or what is the solution for that? Is processes matter, not the people. So early stage decisions are quick, founders know every customers, communication is informal. But when we grow at the growth stage, more people, more customer, more products, informal way of working stop working. So we have to work formal way, and that where we need the right process and systems people build the business, but process build the scalable business. So till now, where we are, that has been built by the people, that has been built by ourselves. So the business was built, but if you have to build the scalable business, there should be a processes in place. Growth requires standardization. And if the standardization is there, no more firefighting. So we need to have our system and processes are in place. So the SOPs are very much important. So I like to say, many of us, like almost all of us, have tasted the burger, McDonald's burger. So how the burger quality is very much same at each outlet, and the delivery time is almost very much similar at each outlet. Their billing process is very much similar to each outlet. Even if you count or if you wait, the inside things what they are putting, there would be very much similar because we are getting the similar test. So how they will reach to this level? Because they have prepared the processes. They are not depending on the persons. And think about our business. If somebody or one person is absent today, many times some mail is not going, some dispatches are not happening, some processes are not there. I was discussing with somebody, like I think, like I guess नायर सर बोल रहे थे, एक वेल्डर नहीं होता था, मेरा वेल्डिंग नहीं होता है. करेक्ट नायर सर?
Correct.
Srinathji Nair sir, na?
Yes,
You have said, na? If welder
yes.
is not there, my welding process is like stuck up. So
And
this is
that
what
too
the
also experienced guy.
yeah, experienced guy. Yeah. So we need to have the processes is on place. So this is the process maturity model. And here, whatever stage we are, it is not the problem. First level is like ad hoc. Individuals are responsible everything. There is no system in place. Repeatable level like consistent work. Defined level SOPs and roles are very much defined. Fourth is managed level KPIs are measured. And fifth is optimized level improvement culture. Like I was talking, like Dr. Swati, na? Dr. Swati, like she was talking to me like KPI and all those things. So before this KPI and all those things, there are 2-3 levels are there. So now we have to answer our business is at what level. Paul, please. Yeah. So if we are at level 1, ad hoc level, individuals are managing the business. We are at level 1. Consistent work is happening, level 2. SOPs and roles are very much clear, defined, documented, level 3. And KPIs are defined, managed, measured, level 4. And level 5 is optimized. Whoever answering level 3, like our SOPs are very much defined, roles are very much cleared, and everything is into written. Okay. So I'm glad to see that like 55% of participant at level 3. So SOPs and roles are very much defined, and that is very good sign that like 55% of the audience is having the SOPs and roles are very much defined. So now we do not have to aim for the perfection. When Toyota built in the last 70 years, Toyota is still continuing improving their system and processes. So don't aim for the perfection, move one level higher. Whatever level you are there currently, move one level higher. If you are level 3, plan for the level 4. If you are level 4, plan for the level 5, and so on. So perfection, you have to strive for the perfection. You do not have to wait for the perfection to come and then to roll out the system and processes. First, initially, you have to define the system and process and then roll out, then improve. Yes. So person-driven organization versus process-driven organization. Knowledge stave is the individuals. Different people perform the same task differently. Work stop when key employees are absent. Founders solve most problem. And process-driven organization, work follows the standard procedure. Responsibilities are clear. Knowledge is documented. Business runs consistently. Build systems that work regardless of who performed the task. So, without depending on the person, the system should run and process should run the organization. And that is the base for the scalable organization or scalable business. So critical process to standardize first. So whoever given the answer. So now relook. Lead to order, order to production, planning, procurement, incoming inspection, manufacturing services, final inspection, dispatch, complaint handling. All the SOPs are in place, correct? %55% of audience have answered that like they have the defined SOPs. So all this process is documented, defined.
The complaint handling one is not defined yet.
Okay, okay. Okay. Rest of the person, like 55% team has replied that like processes is standardized and documented. Anyway, to start with the process that have the greatest impact on the customer. So we need to identify the process which is having the greatest impact on the customer or delivery or the quality. Okay. So before we move to the how SOP should be defined or how SOP should be, so before we move, I would like to show one funny video.
Close-up music. टेक्नोलॉजी आते 18 कलाक लांब ताजा श्वास किनकी लव ग्रोज धीमे धीमे मूवी જોઈએ ઓકે અને જ્યારે ફ્રેશનેસ હોય ઓન લવ ચાલે ઓન એન્ડ ઓન ક્લોઝ અપ Step 1. Get 2 pieces of bread out. Got him.
This dad is teaching his kid a very valuable lesson, but the way that he does it is hilarious. Take a look at this funny video.
No, Dad, with the peanut butter.
Just doing what it says. It says, take 1 piece of bread, spread it around with the butter knife.
Hold on.
Get some jelly, rub it on the other half of the bread.
No, Dad, open the jelly.
Well, it doesn't say to do that. Put the breads together on top of each other. Take a big bite. This doesn't taste like a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Sorry, I had to make it extremely specific.
Oh, good. I'm starving. Take 2 pieces of white bread out of the bag. Take the lid off the jar of peanut butter. Get a butter knife and stick it inside of the peanut butter jar. With the knife, scoop a bit of peanut butter out of
That means like a lot.
A bit means a lot?
In my world.
There we go.
Doing better than before, though.
Open the jelly jar. Squeeze it onto the other piece of bread.
No.
Done. Closer. Right. Get some peanut butter. Take the peanut butter knife. Open the peanut butter. Put the knife in the PB. Get some jelly. Open the jelly.
No.
Squirt the jelly onto the bread. Take the butter knife with the peanut butter on it. Wipe it all over the piece of bread that's blank. Take the butter knife, rub the jelly all over the piece of bread.
Oh, he's doing better. Oh.
It says all over. Put the 2 pieces on top of each other.
This is how I meant.
Take 2 pieces of white bread out of the bag. Take the lid off the jar of peanut butter. Get a butter knife and stick it inside of the peanut butter jar. With the knife, scoop some of the peanut butter out of the inside of the jar. Spread your scoop of peanut butter onto one of your pieces of bread with the knife.
No.
Squeeze some jelly onto the other piece of bread. Spread the jelly on the bread with the butter knife. Put your 2 pieces of bread, peanut butter and jelly sides together. Done. Get some peanut butter. Get some jelly in the peanut butter. Get a butter knife. Put the butter knife in the peanut butter. Take the butter knife out of the peanut butter.
You did it wrong. No.
Take 1 piece of bread and take the butter knife that has the peanut butter on it, spread it all over the top of the piece of bread.
Dad,
That's the top.
I mean the sides.
Squirt some on another piece of bread. Take the butter knife, rub it all over the top of the piece of bread.
I quit. You're not making any sense. Sorry, ruined it on purpose. He knows how to make one.
Do you know how to eat a piece of bread? You want to take your sandwich with you?
This is wrong.
It looks like a yummy sandwich. I'm glad I made that for you.
I edited a bit.
Take 2 pieces of white bread, take the lid off the jar of peanut butter. Get a butter knife and stick it inside the peanut butter jar. With the knife, scoop some of the peanut butter out of the inside of the jar. Spread your scoop of peanut butter onto the face of one of your pieces of bread with the knife. Squeeze some jelly onto the other piece of bread. Spread the jelly on the bread with the butter knife. Put your 2 pieces of bread, peanut butter and jelly sides together. Done.
Now eat it.
Not the best,
Well, you made it.
but I think it qualifies. That's a win.
I need a break. अरे किधर है बॉस ढूंढ रहा तुझे
Why didn't you like my post?
सर ओटीपी एक पर सिर्फ ब्रेक
Yes. So, how many of are you facing the same question or same problem, even after defining the SOPs? Similarly, what the little kid was facing, sir, we have the SOP, but people are not following the SOP. We have everything is documented, but people is not understanding. How many of you are feeling like that? Yes, Mayurji. Rajesh ji, yes. Sometimes Srinath ji, okay. Sri Jinath Nair sir, yes. I expect 11 answers because 11 people have replied that like they have the SOPs. If we are not following, you have to write down, no, we are not filling the SOPs. Our SOPs are perfect. Yes, Rasmiji, most of the time. Yes. Unless until we accept that there is a problem, we are not going to improve. If it is perfect, you write down here, it is perfect. So next time, your next session would be, your SOP is ready, we'll talk about the level 4 task. Navedji, you see that like people are not responding, so you need to see that also. Okay, great. So, how to make good SOPs? So, the answer should be what to be done, who is going to do, how is to be done, when is to be done, and verify it. So, SOP should have the clear purpose, scope, responsibility, step by step processes, quality checkpoints, as well as the record keeping requirements. At the end of the process, what are the reports going to be generated? So your SOP, if your SOP is complete, all this answer would be there into SOPs. And unless until your SOP is not fully defined, people is not going to implement or going to understand. And that will also affect your delegation process, which is the next part of our session also. So many times I am hearing from the entrepreneurs that delegation is not, we are not able to delegate the things. But unless until your process is not standardized, your process is not documented, it is not very much clear how it can be delegated. You can see the very simple process of making the butter cheese jam, peanut butter and cheese sandwich. So, how many steps are involved in that? And how that can be interpreted if it is not written properly? So, if it is not understood by the person, he or she is not going to or not able to deliver the result. And we are going to blame that system is not running, people are not responding, people are not able to get the things, and we are not able to delegate the things. And this is where the entrepreneurs are trapped. We are always into mode of like complaining that we are not getting the right people, we are not able to delegate, just because we do not have the right system and process. Good SOPs are not there. If good SOPs are there, we have to train them and we have to make them understand how this work can be happen. A good SOP is simple enough for new employee to follow confidently. This is what is the requirement. Understood? So process mapping, see before you improve. Like you have to map your process like customer order confirmation, planning, procurement, production, quality inspection, dispatch, and then goes to the customer satisfaction. Most operational problems occurs at handovers between the departments. So all the SOPs, all the instructions should be very much clear that once the customer order is received, how we are going to confirm the order to customer. Once the order is confirmed, how we are going to plan it and how it is being handed over to the planning department or the design department or the execution department or whatever the department you are having. And once the planning is being done, how we are executing those planning to the procurement, to the production, where the quality checks are required. Because like many a times I have heard that like our operations have the production is bottleneck, but I have seen that like machine is ready but final inspection is not carried out by customer, FAT test, final approval test is not carried out by customer, and the clarity was not there about this thing, and due to that dispatches are held up. So this is the things all in each and every step of the business process is very much important. We have to map all the business processes, and we should have the handover process to each department to department level, and the SOPs should be standardized and clearly available. So now, who are having the SOPs, please redefine or review whatever we learned today. Please redefine it. Which three processes are critical for you and creating most the problems? You have to identify top three SOPs, like top three priority list for the SOP. Which process dependent on one individual, you have to identify and you have to put SOPs over there. Which process receive the most customer complaints? You have to identify that process and you have to write down the SOP for that. So identify the process, prioritize those processes, document it, implement it, and then improve it. Don't wait for the improvement. Don't wait for the perfection. Just implement. You have seen like at the like fifth or sixth instant, the SOP would be cleared from that gull, and they are able to make the cheese peanut butter sandwich. So this much effort you have to put. Don't hesitate to put effort in making the SOPs. But SOPs should be very much clear. It should be guideline for the newcomers. It should be guideline for the person who is going to do those work. So module summary like business scale through system, not individuals. Standardize critical process before expanding. Document knowledge before it lost. Start with simple SOP. Don't wait for the perfection. Every repeated activity can be standardized. Identify three critical process. Prepare one simple SOP. Review it with your team and gather feedback. And how to review, practically you have to demonstrate each step, and if any step is missing, you have to rewrite the SOP, and then the perfect SOPs would be in place. So clear up till now? So next, can existing resource handle the future growth? So if your order is doubled, can your existing resources are able to handle those growth? Growth require more than just capacity. I was talking to like doctor yesterday, like the 15 chairs are there and many more can be putted. But whether growth is based on the machine or capacity only? No. More growth need the capacity across the entire business. So you have to identify the bottleneck. You have to identify the bottleneck. Anyone like into the business or anyone into like manufacturing, they have to read the book, The Goal Read book. This is based on the theory of constraint. And if you can tell me like if any operation excellence person or any person who want to improve their business, this theory of constraint is like Bible, Gita or Quran for them. So here they have in the very simple language, if you read those books, you will find that they will tell the story about your business only. So you will feel that how my business is captured over here. So business can only grow as fast as the weakest capacity. We are talking the strength of the chain. What is the strength of the chain? The weakest link. So strength of the business or capacity of the business is the bottleneck operation or bottleneck process. Unless until you identify the bottleneck, unless until you improve those bottleneck operations or remove the constraint over this bottleneck, your capacity would not be expand, it would not be accelerate, or it would not be give the result. So putting the more machine, you cannot have the more capacity. By identifying the bottleneck. So in the theory of constraint, like one person was there, they were claiming the mountain, and there were 6 or 7 people was there, but one person is very slow, and one person other was very fast. So by making the other person fast, they all would not going to climb the mountain. So unless until if they identify the bottleneck and they remove those bottlenecks, so the person was carrying the heavy load. So what leader has done, the distributed the load of that person and then make that slower person to the speed up, and then entire team was claimed at the mountain with the same speed. So we have to identify which operation is with our bottleneck. So improving the bottleneck will increase the capacity. Improving the any other than the bottleneck operation, if you improve those, it will not add to your capacity. So you have to identify which is your bottleneck area in the production, machine, layout, shift, in the people, skill, supervisor training, in the supply chain, vendor, material, logistic, in the management, decision, planning or coordination, in the finance, working capital, inventory, funding, cash flow. So you have to identify which is your weakest link. And that weakest link would be the capacity of your organization. So if your one particular vendor is not providing the material, it is your weakest link. You have to improve those capacity of those vendor, you have to add the vendor to that particular operations. Unless until you will do that, your capacity will not be improved. So understanding the capacity, you have to understand in the production how many machines, how is my layout, how many shifts I am operating, and people side, what are the skills available with me, supervisors are there or not, training is provided or not. Similarly, in the supply chain side, management side. So identify your bottleneck, what I have told, like machine utilization, skill, manpower, procurement lead time.
I think sir's screen he's logged out. Jayen sir,
Yeah,
your screen is not visible now.
yeah,
It's
I have to share again, I think.
awesome.
It is visible.
No, the same line initially which was coming. I think takes time or something.
No, yeah,
Yeah, it's there, sir.
yeah, okay. So identify your bottleneck, machine utilization, skill, manpower, procurement lead time, machine breakdowns, inspection delay, customer approval, all those things. So what is the capacity planning framework is like? First step is like assess the current capacity, forecast the future demand, identify the capacity gap, And then step 4 is improve the actions, implement the actions. So in example, like currently, if you're in 100 units in the month is your current capacity, and expected is 130 units per month. So gap is 30 unit per month. So solution is additional shift, process improvement, outsourcing, new machine, better planning. So whatever the things is required, you have to identify those and you have to plan that way and expand capacity based on the demand, not the assumptions. So many times what is happening that like if we have expanded the capacity, we are into financial crisis. So this is also one of the bottleneck. If you do not have the cash flow, your operation would be stuck up. So you have to think upon the financial parameters also. So by putting the machine, you cannot double your capacity. By utilizing in a proper manner, you can improve the capacity. So this is what the theory of constraint is. So low capacity utilization, like higher the fixed cost, idle resources, low profitability. Idle utilization is 75 to 85 75 to 85%. Healthy balance between efficiency and flexibility. If your capacity utilization is more than 90%, is also a problem. If any breakdowns happens, you will fail into customer expectation, or your delivery would be failed. There would be more fatigue on the entire system. There would be a quality issues. There would be delays of delivery. So very high utilization is also a problem. So utilization, ideal utilization should be 75 to 85%. When you reach to 85% and still the demand is there, you have to think for the expansion of the capacity if demand is there. So resource optimization, you have to eliminate not value-added activities, reduce waiting time, improve scheduling, reduce changeover time, improve material flow, cross-train employees, improve planning. And practical example like reducing setup time by 20%, you can create the more additional capacity. So here, lean principles are coming into picture. You have to identify the 8 wastages. You have to identify the 8 wastages like downtime, defect, overproduction, overprocessing, waiting loss, inventory loss, time loss, extra processing loss, overskilling loss. All 8 loss you have to identify, eliminate those non-valued activities, eliminate those muda into your processes. Identify those muda is the first step, then eliminate those muda is the second step. So you have to identify the non-valued activity, then you have to eliminate those value-added activities systematically, and then you will get the profitability or improve the capacity utilization or improve the cost optimization can be done. Better utilization often creates more capacity than the new investment. If I'll give you the 5 crore, where do you spend? On the new machine, or without investing those 5 crore, if you improve your process and you will get the 20% additional capacity, what will do? You will invest 5 crore rupees, or you will do the unlocking the capacity is lying in your organization. If your setup time is taking like 1 hour, and if you are improving the setup time by 20%, and in the month, if you are doing the 10 setups, so in the 10 hours, like if you are improving by 20%, you will save the 2 hours of the capacity in just because of this reducing the setup time. So those 2 hours will add directly into your profit without investing anything. So this is very much important part of the operations. You have to improve, or you have to identify the non-valued activities, and you have to eliminate those non-valued activity. And non-valued activity, you must be aware that like anything for that customer is not going to pay, it is your non-valued activity. And valued activity is that anything for that customer is willing to pay is the valued activity. So now it is easy to identify. If your part is moving into your workshop for the 2 kilometer, I am saying 2 kilometer. It is not, I am not exaggerating. It is there. If you measure, your part would be move or that much. So customer is willing to pay those transportation. Customer is willing to pay the handling, like by two helpers, handling by these two helpers. Customer is going to pay for that? No. So you have to identify the non-varied activity and you have to improve on that. So exercise, again, one more exercise. Identify your biggest constraint. One biggest constraint today is, and you have to identify the possible root cause, and 3 improvement actions you have to identify for this eliminating this constraint. This is one more exercise. So capacity is more than the machine. Every business has a bottleneck. Or if anyone is saying my business do not have the bottleneck, the business is not going to improve. If you improve the bottleneck, then the next bottleneck will come. And up till when you reach to the level of lean, the bottleneck will come. Lean is what your every processes have the similar capacity. So there would not be any bottleneck in the entire process. And when you reach to that level, your capacity is like idle capacity. Growth depends on the removing constraint, optimize exceeding resource before major investment, plan capacity ahead of the growth, identify one bottleneck and prepare an action plan, impact root cause, solution, timeline, and owner. So next, we are going to move the increase capacity without losing customer trust. So why quality decline? Why quality decline during the growth? So more employee hired, more suppliers are added, production speed increase, customer expectations are raised, variation become more visible. So because what we have discussed, with the demand or with the expansion, with the growth, customer demand would be increased. So quality should not be declined with the growth. So the quality should be improved or quality should be maintained with the growth. So these are the reason quality can be declined. So more employees are hired. So what we can do? What we can do by hiring the employee, we do not have to decline the quality. What we can do? Please. क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग? What we can do if new employee is coming, our quality is declining. So what we can do? Standardize the process, very good. SOPs, very good. Training, excellent. What else? There should be a need of quality plans. What to be measured? Should add the problems in the SOP. Yes, probable problems, probable solution of the problem. Excellent. So now you can correlate, each module is correlate with each other. It is not the standalone thing. Your capacity, your quality, your SOP, everything is correlated. And you're even like after this, like delegation. So everything is correlate with each other. So Everyone must be knowing these concepts like internal cost and external cost and rule of 10 in the quality, like rework, scrap, downtime, delay delivery, additional inspection is the internal cost of quality. And external cost is customer complaint, warranty claim, returns, loss of repeated business, brand damages. So all these are the external part of the cost. The quality is not the cost. It is investment in long-term profitability. So everyone must have heard that like rule of 10, what I was talking about, like if you have identified the problem at early stage, it will cost you less. If any material receipt is having the quality problem or defect, so if you have identified at the receiving stage, it will cost you only the receiving material inspection or loading, unloading, and whatever the things. And if it is goes to the process one, what will happen? The cost would be added. If it moves to the process two, it will again add the cost. And if we identified at the last stage of the dispatch, the dispatch would be delay and cost would be much higher. And even if it's missed out from the dispatch inspection stage and it reached to the customer, again, cost would be more. So this is the rule of 10. At the early stage, like the first is like building the quality into the process is like first step is prevention, create SOP, create training, approve materials. Second is the process control, in process check, parameters identify, standard method. And third is verification, final inspection, customer validation. Inspection find the defect, process control prevents the defect. It is like that somebody is standing at the end of the no way, like one way. Somebody is standing, like some policeman is standing at the end of the one-way road. What will happen? People will go into the one-way and they will catch fire and catch at the end of the road by the policeman. But during the process, during this thing, many peoples are affected. If the person would be there at the start of the road, one-way road, what will happen? The person would not go into the one-way. So this is what is the process control. So we have to think on the prevention side first, then checking and validation side, verification side. So the quality pyramid is like continuous improvement, root cause analysis, CAPA, lesson learned, then detection, then process control, then prevention. So prevention is the highest level. We should work on that like SOP creation, training, standardization, approved suppliers, all those things. So the closer you move to the prevention, the lower your quality cost. Because if any complaint or if any defect is received, you have to identify the root cause, you have to do the CAPA, you have to document all those things. All these things is a cost. So if your system and process is that much strong, the defect will not going to occur. It is zero cost of quality. So define the critical quality checkpoint for all these stages: incoming material, first piece, in process, final inspection, packaging and dispatch, customer feedback. Never rely on only final inspection. Do the critical checkpoints for all these processes, starting from incoming material to the packaging and dispatch and customer feedback. So what should every founder measure? At the founder level, what you should measure? Customer complaint, rework, rejection, first pass yield, warranty claim, OTIF, cost of poor quality. So don't track too many KPIs. Track a few consistently. So many times what is happening, like in the starting phase, in the enthusiasm, what we identify many KPI parameters, many parameters, but we do not track those parameters, we do not follow consistently, then it is eventually the system would die and we are not going to get the results. So this is the problem at the founder level. So what we identify, we should review it consistently. Then and then only system will give the results. Now, this very interesting part of the entire presentation. During my career, I always see customer complaint as a gift to disgust, because it provides the opportunity to revisit our entire process. I'll share one real example. It is about the General Motor example. In the General Motor, one person has bought the car, and they wrote the complaint that when I buy, he person has wrote there's letter that like our family we used to eat the ice cream in the night and very frequently, but when I buy the vanilla ice cream, my car gets started. But when I buy other flavor ice cream, my car is not started, or vice versa. Sorry. When I buy the vanilla ice cream, my car is not getting started. And when I buy the other ice cream, my car getting started. So that complaint goes to the customer support department. They laugh and throw the complaint to dustbin. But the person was really suffering from the problem. So he wrote to the another level, another level, another level. Then finally the complaint reached to the CEO level. And CEO gently replied to the customer that, sorry, whatever the problem you are facing, and you have to reach to these level, and was all the apology he has wrote. And he has asked the person that whether my engineer can come with you to investigate the problem. So the person was genuine and he was facing the problem. So he said, yes, the engineer can accompany us. So first day engineer go with them. They buy the vanilla ice cream and the car was not started. The other day chocolate, car started. So other day some other flavor, car started. Some again vanilla came, car not started. So complaint was genuine. But now engineer had started monitoring the data. So when the person is buying the vanilla, he was coming fast, because vanilla is a fast moving ice cream, and generally the person is also knowing the price, and the store people are putting the vanilla in the front desk only, so they give the ice cream very immediately, and the person is giving the change and amount and the coming back immediately. And when other flavor is, they took little bit more time. So now engineer correlate the problem of not starting the car with the timing. So if the person is coming within like 2-3 minutes, car is not getting started. And if it is more than 2 to 3 minutes, car again started, because like even after 3 minutes cooling time, car was getting started. So the problem, car starting problem was not, but if it is started within next 2 to 3 minutes of stopping, it is not getting started. It was the problem. So now engineer has established this relationship. He go to the design, he go to the engineering department. They have identified that there is a one vapor valve is there in the engine. The vapor is not cooled down and evaporated within next 2 to 3 minutes time, and due to that, car was not able to start. The vapor locked. The valve was locked due to the vapor. So if it is cooled down, lock was opened and valve was operating, and car was operating. So any complaint is not faltu. The complaint, the customer may be sharing their pain area is a different thing, but any complaint is not small or faltu. So at the level of the founder level, you have to see each complaint very seriously. So you have to identify what is happened, why it is happened, how to prevent the recurrence, and who owns the actions. The complaint solved well can create a more loyal to the customers. And this is why, like, These the big three brands. Even though they have the other issues for the improvement, they have not done the improvement. This is the other story. But the car quality is excellent. So this is what I have explained the entire scenario. How you have to evaluate this, you have to understand the scenario, you have to identify the root cause, you have to identify the actions and results, and then you have to monitor those results. So exercise again before moving to the next module. 3 critical quality checkpoints you have to identify and 3 KPI to monitor weekly you have to identify. Done? So before moving to the next, quality should be designed in the process. Prevention is the cheaper than the correction. Customer complaints are valuable feedback. Define quality checkpoints across the process. Measure a few quality KPI consistently. And your homework is like identify top 5 recurring quality issue. Define checkpoints for one critical process. Review complaint weekly. So now, up till now, it is clear. Before we move ahead, clear? Let's take a recap what we have learned, and if any question still now is there, please put your question. Up till now, if any point is can be described more, if any problems are there, please suggest. If it is not no any problems, you can write down okay, move ahead. Okay. Srinath Nair sir, yeah. Mayur Kanani, move ahead, yes. Okay, so let's move ahead. So now at the growth stage, founder is going to become the bottleneck if we do not have the delegated properly. So founder's growth journey. When Infosys was found, everything was done by the founder only. So this was the stage. Everything should be done by the founder himself or herself. So this stage 1 is the entrepreneurial stage, does everything personally. Second stage in the business is the manager stage, build team and basic systems. Third stage is like leadership level, develop managers and review performance. Stage 4 is visionary level, define strategy and culture. So we have to identify at which stage we are. Can we run the poll? So you have to answer like which stage we are. Yeah. 6 answers received, we need more answers. Yes. So we received the 50% answers. So this is the result, like 30% at the stage 1, 40% at the stage 2, 20% at stage 3, and 10% at stage 4. So now our action plan would be we have to reach to the next stage. So those who are at the stage 1 have to build the team and basic systems. So they have to move to the manager level. Then those who are at level 2, they have to move to the leader level. They have to build the team, develop the managers, delegate the things, review the performance system processes, and reach to the level 4. Likewise. So at the business growth, the founder's role must evolve. So if you are not evolving your role, you are not going to get the desired result. So when the entrepreneur, when our business grows, our role should be changed. And this is where the entrepreneur, many a time entrepreneurs are fail. Reason could be anything. We are not getting the right people. We are not getting the team. We are not getting the system and process, right system and process. Reason could be anything. But many a time when the organization fail into the grow, founder fail to move to the stage 1 to stage 2, stage 2 to stage 3, stage 3 to stage 4. So we have to move. Our mindset should be changed. In the early stage, everything would be done by ourselves. Do most decision require my approval? Do customer prefer speaking only with me? Can the business operates during my absence? Do employee wait for my instruction? So everything was done by the one person managing the 10 activity. Now organization is managing this 10 activity through systems. So you have to create system, processes, people you have to develop, performance you have to track, then you will reach to the growth level. So in the contra, if I am at the stage 2, my business is at the stage 2, my business at the stage 2, and I am at the only stage 1, I would be the bottleneck. Because I am doing everything myself. I have not delegated anything to any person. So I have not become manager. I am only entrepreneur of startup. So this is the very important part of the journey of the growth at the founder's perspective. We are, whether we are bottleneck in our business, if we are the bottleneck, business will not going to grow. So we should not be bottleneck in our business. So how we can do that? We have to delegate. But as I explained in earlier, why delegation often fails? Or when I talk to the entrepreneurs during last my around 12 or 13 years journey of consulting, many people tell me, sir, मुझे तो सब देना है. I want to give everything to my team, but team is not ready. Team is not taking the charge. Again, I have to go back to do everything by my own self. So this, why delegation fail? We have to understand that, and we have to overcome those. Roles are unclear. So first we need to give the role clarity to each one. We do not expect that they have the common sense. They also, we expect that they also think like entrepreneur. If they going to think like entrepreneur, they will not going to be employee of yours. They will start their own business. Please note that. If they have the entrepreneurship thinking, they would not work with you. They will start their own business. So don't expect that. This is the common sense. They have to do this. There is nothing like common sense. And common sense is very uncommon. So we have to give the clear role clarity. Expectations are not defined. We have to define expectation clearly. Peoples are not trained. We are hiring them, but we are not providing the training to them. What we have learned over a period of time, they have not learned. So we have to transfer our knowledge to them through system process, through trainings. And many owners fail in this particular. They are giving them responsibility, but not giving the authority. So we have to delegate both responsibility as well as authority. So unless authority is not delegated, it is like that your hands and legs are tied up and I am asking you to swim. So it is like that. And after delegating, if the person is failed, take it as an opportunity for learning to them. Think of your journey. In your 10-year journey, your 5-year journey, you have never made any mistakes. We have made many mistakes. But what if my one person is making the mistake? I shouting on them. Take this as an opportunity for learning to them. They will do 10 things. One things they will fail. Accept it as it is and give them an opportunity to improve. So key message over here, the delegate is not simply assigning work. It is the transferring the ownership. Transformation of the ownership. So continue doing, like now you have to list out the things, key customer relationship, what you have to continue doing and what you can delegate. Vision, key customer relationship, major investment decisions you can continue doing, delegate. Routine approvals, daily planning, team coordination, vendor follow-up, you can delegate. Automate like reports, approval, data collection, notification, you can automate. Delegate decisions, not just tasks. And build accountability. Here many a times entrepreneur, founder fails. Build accountability like responsible. Make somebody responsible for the performing the task. Make somebody accountable for getting the outcome of that task. And if anybody should be concerned during this performing those tasks, make them also aware that you are the consult for, you will be consult for this task. You have to give the input to the person who is the owner and who is the performing the task. And they should know that whom they have to inform. So this clarity or this matrix we have to define very much clearly. Who is going to perform the task? Who is the responsible for the outcome of the task? Who should be consulted for those tasks and their inputs are very much important, and who need to be informed for completion of task or not completion of the task. Who should be informed, like escalation. So confusion about responsibility creates delays, duplication and conflicts. So now again exercise how to free up your time. In one-to-one session, many a time I have faced this question. So I have put at this exercise, how my time can be free up. So you have to write out the 5 activities which you are going to continue, 5 activity or more activity which you are going to delegate, and list out the activities which you are going to automate. And after that also you should have the answer. After delegating the duties or responsibility, if you are free for 1 hour, what you will do for that 1 hour time? And that is where we are failing. We delegate it, but we do not review the things. So things will fail. And again, we come to the trap that delegation never works. But it is not like that. After delegating, review should be there. We should work on that. And we should utilize that time for the growth. We should use that data and information for the future growth. So this is what the exercise is. You have to identify what you are going to continue, what you are going to delegate, and what you are going to automate. So Build a scalable organization, founder-driven to system-driven, independent expertise to team capability, firefighting to planned execution, problem-solving to problem prevention, activity focused to performance-focused. A successful founder built a company that succeeds without constant involvement. So this is the mantra, and this is the activity. This is the transition or transformation you have to do. Unless until this transformation is not complete, your organization is not scalable. So if you have to build a scalable organization, you have to move from founder-driven to system-driven, individual expertise to team capability, firefighting to planned execution, problem-solving to problem prevention, activity-based to performance-focused. So founder's role must be evolved with growth. Delegation creates capacity for strategic thinking. Accountability improves execution. Build leaders, not followers. Systems should replace dependency on individual and what homework we have defined. So what I was telling in the one-on-one session like that, founders should work minimum 40 to 60%. They have to reach up to 80% of strategic tasks. Routine tasks they have to delegate. And unless until you will free for such time, your business will not grow. So now, before moving to our next phase, I would like to ask the question. When you are driving a car, what you see and think that your car doesn't have the dashboard. You are going from Rajkot to Ahmedabad or Ahmedabad to Mumbai or whatever, whenever. So think for a while. Your car does not have the dashboard. You cannot see the speed. You cannot see how much fuel is there. You cannot see the indicators, where indicator is working or not there. You cannot see whether the brake is failed or not. What will happen? Reply in chat. If you are driving a car and the car doesn't have the dashboard, what will happen? We are at the end of the last session. So this is very much important. Accident, yes. So without dashboard, we'll meet with the accident. We do not know where we are heading towards. Even nowadays, the direction map is also an essential part of the dashboard. I think other entrepreneurs do not know. Yeah, Mayurji, accident, okay. Wrong direction may lead to wrong direction. Perfect, Abhinavji. So this is where the similarly business need dashboard. Every growing business need the dashboard, because otherwise till date now what was there situation was that like everything was done by yourself. So dashboard was not needed. It was done by yourself only. So you will know everything. But now you have started delegating the things. Stuck up in the journey, very good. So now in the growing stage, you need the dashboard. Problem are identified too late. If the problem is not identified on the time, it is not been solved. And if it is not solved, it is stuck up. Decision become relative. Meeting focus on opinion instead of the facts. Teams lose direction. So if dashboard is not report, it is decision-making tool. So you have to use this dashboard as a not just only the figure. You have to see as a like decision-making tool. So unless until you will use those information or data for decision-making, your dashboard is not of the use. And that's why reporting system fails, because we are not using those information. Or many times what I have seen, we are collecting too many information which we are not utilizing or analyzing, or we are not able to utilize or analyze. That's why system fails, reporting system fails. So we should measure minimum things in each area: sales, order intake, order book, backlog, sales pipeline, in operations, production, HEM, on time, full quality dispatch, capacity utilization, quality customer complaint, rework rejection, warranty claim, supply chain, material shortage, in inventory, in days, supplier OTIF, finance, cash flow, receivable, EBITDA percentage. If any KPI doesn't drive any action, don't include it. Whatever thing you want to improve, add only those things in your KPI or on your dashboard. There are many things. This is the comprehensive list. Whatever they require, take only those minimum things. Don't include many things in the dashboard. So review action items. So I'll ask you, if you have only 5 minutes time, what will you review? So make only those parameters as your daily KPI or dashboard. And weekly, if you have time of 1 hour, what will you review? Make those only KPI. Do not make too much of KPIs. So review previous action item, KPI performance, key operational issue, root cause, corrective action, prioritize the coming week, and focus on the fact, not opinion, decision, solution, not blame, close every issue with ownership and timeline. So in the one-to-one, many time I was telling the owner to follow the daily work management system. So many times I'll get the feedback from them, sir, हमारा daily meetings है ना वो 1-1.5 घंटा चलता है. It will take too much of time. So how we can reduce the time? You have to create the right dashboard. So once the data is there, you have to review only data, facts and figure, and then it will help you to create the decision. So your meeting time will automatically reduce once the dashboard are in place, right dashboards are in place. If right dashboards are not in place, meetings will take time. It will go in the opinion mode, not the facts mode. So we have to identify the facts and figure, and decisions should be based on facts and figure, not the judgmental, not the based on the feedback or some gut feeling. So measure only what matters. Dashboard should support decisions, review performance consistently, SI analysis for every action item, strong governance, reduce firefighting. So your homework here is like define your top 5 KPI, create 1-page weekly dashboard, start a structure weekly operational review. And now we are at the last stage of our masterclass, and this is very important, because like unless till now whatever the training you have taken, there would not be any burden on you. Now after this training or after this masterclass, there would be a great burden, or you can say you have to implement all those things. So unless until you will not implement, you will not get the result. So operation excellence is all about the execution, not knowing the only theories. So unless until you will implement or even implement the approach into the actions, you will not get the results. So next step is discipline execution through 90 days blueprint. So you have to create 90 days blueprint. So this could be 1-pager, founders like dashboard. This is a sample. You can create your own like sales of order tracker, order backlog, OTIF, delivery capacity utilizes, customer complaint, case collection. If I could review only one page every Monday morning, it would be it like this. What I said, like operation excellence built through small, consistent improvement, repeat consistently, measure progress, sustain practice, focus on right thing, the right sequence. So now you have to create 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day action plans. And this is where this entrepreneurship is come into the picture. This is what is our task. This is what is expected from the entrepreneur who want to grow to X. So first 30-day, assess and stabilize, like assess readiness, identify bottlenecks, select top 3 priority, document critical SOP, define KPIs. So you have to do within this 30-day. This is the small list, you can add on it, but this is the minimum, what is expected to be done. Next 30-day means 30 to 60-day, implement and improve the weekly reviews, quality checkpoints, improve bottlenecks, delegate responsibility, train the team. And in next 60 to 90 days, finalize 30 days plan, like stabilize and sustain, review progress, measure improvement, standardize the practices, plan next improvement cycle. So this is the continuous cycle. This is not the end of the journey. It is a continual improvement journey. You have to follow continuously this 30, 60, and 90 days cycle, unless you feel that your organization is ready for 2x growth. And mind this thing, process is more important than perfection. Don't strive for the perfection. Perfection will come. You have to simply implement the things, review the things, and put the effort to improve small improvement. Do the small improvement. And once improvement is done continuously, it would be a perfect process. So priority metrics, what I have told, like the priority is very important. Where to start? Many of the owners are asking me, sir, abhi ye sab to samajh mein aa gaya. What you have told is where I have to start. कहाँ से शुरू करूँ? कल मेरे को एक कोई बोल रहा साहब આ બધું બરાબર છે, ક્યાંથી ચાલુ કરવું એ કહી દો ને. So this is what is priority metrics. Easy to implement, high impact, do first. It will create the quick wins. It will boost your this will improve, like your confidence level will be boost. Once you will get the quick wins, it will boost your confidence level. So first win is required. So easy to implement, high impact, do it first. Then difficult to implement, plan carefully. Don't avoid or postpone. Plan it, but do it in a second phase. So keep the low impact item activity delay or the next phase. First, high impact item, because resources were very less, our time is very less. So your time is very precious. So do the high impact item first. So now your personal action plan, you have to write my top 3 priorities. First improvement I will start next week. One responsibility I will delegate, and one KPI I will review weekly. So you have to write your commitment over here. My top 3 priorities. First improvement I will start next week. One responsibility I will delegate. One KPI I will review weekly. So the 5 habits of scalable business is standardized process, measure performance, solve problems systematically, empower people, and continuous improvement. And what I have said, like continuous improvement or operation excellence is not the project, it is a culture. You have to build the culture. It should be in your DNA. If it is in your DNA, it will be followed religiously. Like whenever any problem comes, you think of the process standardization. Whenever any problem comes, you solve the problem systematically, not the ad hoc. So there would be a long-term solution to the problem is there. You will empower the people, not shout on the people for their mistakes. You will see that where my system fails, not the people fail. Mind that people never fails, system fails. And think of the continuous improvement. So final reflection is, what is the biggest operational challenge in my business today? What one improvement I can implement immediately? What should I stop doing as a founder? What should my team start doing differently? So this was 5 takeaway, and this is the 5 homework. Assess your growth readiness. Identify the top 3 areas that need improvement before scaling up. This is the homework. Identify bottleneck early. Follow one customer order from inquiry to dispatch. Identify delay at each stage and estimate the time lost. Build scalable processes. Delegate one decision by creating a simple SOP and assign responsibility. Maintain quality at a scale. Identify the top 3 defect or rework issue. Establish dashboard. Develop one-page operational dashboard with 8 to 10 KPI. Review with your team every morning. Brainstorm improvement idea. Prioritize them. Use the impact versus effort metrics and launch the top 5 initiative with clear action plan. Action plan means who will do it, when it will be done, how it will be done, and who is responsible for that. So growth without system creates chaos. System without people creates bureaucracy. People support by system creates sustainable growth. This is what I learned during my 8 years of the career. I started my career as a trainee engineer, and at the top level, I had an opportunity to attend the meeting, 5 meetings with Anand Mahindra. So this is my journey, and out of this journey, I have cheesed this presentation, created this, and from trainee engineer to run the 700 crore business. This was the journey, and out of this all journey experience I have created, I came across all these phases what you are facing right now, and I come out, and whatever I come out as a solution, I have put it over here. So business rarely fail because demand is too high. They struggle because system fails to grow at the same pace as the business. Don't build the business that depends on you. Build the business that grow because the system you created. So thank you. If anyone hearing any questions, we can discuss. The first operational improvement I will implement within the next 7 days. You have to type this into the chat box. So this is the one closing activity.